Welcome to Football with Cheese. In this video, we're just going to go over some tidbits, yes, tidbits, around the NFL, because there were a lot of OTAs, mini camps this week. If you have not subscribed, please do so now, and enable alerts so you never miss a video. I've been doing off-season recaps. We're 5 divisions in. We have 3 to go. Next week, I will do the NFC North, starting Monday with the Bears. We'll finish the Lions on Thursday. And then we'll do the AFC East, and finally, around the last week of June, we'll do the NFC East. In July, we'll see what happens. So, first topic, we're going to talk about Aaron Rodgers. So, a lot of people get Aaron Rodgers wrong. He is a leader, and he is a good teammate. Doesn't always show it. He's not the perfect teammate, okay? He's not always there in the offseason. Let's just put it that way. He likes to do his own thing. He likes to get away from football, whether he goes on some trip or you can look up some of the weird stuff he's done, but he is a good teammate. And one thing I liked that he said, talking about Will Howard, who's the rookie quarterback from Ohio State, he was a 6th-round pick of the Steelers, he said, "I will help him out as much as I can." That's a perfect thing to say. And I'll have more on that later in the video when we talk about Joe Flacco. But Aaron Rodgers, I've done a lot of research on him as a teammate. People have told me, oh, he's this bad guy, bad teammate. He's not. He was with Green Bay. There are at least a dozen stories that I've found online of him just being a great teammate, sitting with the undrafted guys at a meal in training camp so they can pick his brain. The media and the people who don't like him get him wrong. Like I said, he's a complicated guy. He's kind of a weird dude. But once he's there in the building, he's a leader and he's a good teammate. I think the Steelers are going to be better than people think. They started 10-3 last year. They did collapse. The defense fell apart, but they have a good roster. Let's talk about Deebo Samuel. I'm going to link the video in the description. Make sure you check it out. It's a clip on X someone made of Deebo Samuel running around in the minicamp and Eddie Lacy running down the field. Why is that funny? Because Eddie Lacy's 250 pounds. Deebo Samuel looks like he's put on 15 pounds at least. He looks chonky. He looks like a chubber. And make sure you check that out. It's hilarious and it's not good. One of the main reasons that San Francisco moved on from Deebo was the rumors that he had bad conditioning, that he showed up out of shape. And it looks like he's put on a lot of weight. This is not good for Washington. They are counting on him to be a playmaker, and he's going to have to lose that weight before camp. He's got time, but not good. Next up, I want to talk about the Colts ownership. So if you don't know, Jim Irsay, maybe about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks, he passed away unexpectedly. He was 65 years old. And he has 3 daughters. Carly Irsay Gordon is going to be the main owner. I think all 3 of them technically own the team now. And she does something that, to me, is a little concerning. Apparently, she listens to the headset and stands on the sideline during games. And here is a quote from her. "I need to be able to say, is this person full of BS? Do they even know what they're talking about? I would suggest it for anyone else who has to pay head coaches and GMs millions and millions of dollars. It helps you make a less expensive mistake." Okay? She would go on to say, "It is such a complex organism, a football team, and how it operates. You could say that person ran the wrong route, learning, oh, someone tagged the wrong receiver and it wasn't really the player's fault. It was the person that called it." Wow. Basically, she's going to micromanage the team, micromanage the coaches. If I'm Shane Steichen, if I'm the coordinators, I hate this. If you make one bad decision, one bad play call, are you going to get called in the office on Monday and get chewed out? That's crazy. Anyone, any job that's been micromanaged before knows this is terrible. I would hate this. I would not want to be coach or coordinator for this team. This is concerning. Coaches coach, players play. Owners hire people to run the team, and they sit in the box. That's what they do. That's what they're supposed to do. So this, to me, is not good for the Colts, and it's not good for Shane Steichen. I can't imagine every time you call a play or make a big decision late in games, you're thinking, what's the owner going to think of what I just said? So we'll monitor that situation as it goes. Shemar Stewart, first-round pick of the Bengals, edge rusher from Texas A&M, left minicamp. And I understand why. Here's the situation. The dispute centers on contract language that could potentially void future guaranteed money. The Bengals did not require that from their last 2 first-round picks, Myles Murphy and Amarius Mims. But apparently they want that in the contract for Shemar Stewart. Typically, first-round picks get 4 years guaranteed contract with a 5th-year option, obviously. The team has a 5th-year option. I don't understand why all of a sudden they want that with Stewart. The only thing I can think of is he was not all that productive in college. He did lead the team in pressures, but only 4.5 career sacks. He had trouble getting the quarterback on the ground. Stewart's already a great run defender, and he's an elite athlete. His combine was unreal, so he has tremendous upside. But the Bengals, once again, I don't understand how you run your organization. All you do is piss off your current players. And even Joe Burrow, before he was drafted number 1 overall by the Bengals, he wasn't sure if he wanted to play for them because he knew that they don't necessarily pay their players well, and he knew that some veteran players don't want to play for the Bengals. They want out of the organization because of stuff like this. They probably weren't going to pay T. Higgins and Jamar Chase what they wanted until Joe Burrow stepped up and said, I want those guys. Of course he does. They're great players. Jamar Chase is a future Hall of Famer, in my opinion. He's elite. It's a lot to pay 2 receivers, but you have to keep them. You have to keep your best players. And the Trey Hendrickson situation's making this even worse because there's another edge rusher that's not in camp because you won't pay him. Led the league in sacks last year. He's not Myles Garrett, Aiden Hutchinson level, but he's very good. He's a very good player. And you've got to keep him. If you let Trey Hendrickson go in a trade, then your best player on defense by far is gone, and the defense wasn't good with him last year. Come on, Bengals. You have a good team. You have one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. You just need an average defense and you're a contender. Stop messing around. This is ridiculous. And one more thing I want to mention. Shemar Stewart, I doubt he does this, but he can sit out for the year and re-enter the draft next year. It would not be a good decision. I think the Bengals are eventually going to cave on this. But if they don't, he could do that, but he will not go in the first round next year. He will likely go in the second round, despite the talent. Just because he did sit out the year, teams are not going to want to give him 4 years guaranteed. So he will drop in the draft if he does and cost himself some money. I hope the Bengals just stop being a little bitch and stop being cheap. This is crazy. Why did you draft him? If you wanted to put this in the language, if he's a risk because he wasn't as productive as you should be in college, then why don't you draft someone else? There were some good players on the board. You could take a Derek Harmon, Oregon, who went 4 picks later to the Steelers. He was on the board. He could have helped you. I wonder if they were going to draft Walter Nolan, who went 1 pick ahead of them to Arizona. We'll never know. But not good, Bengals. There's always so much negativity in the offseason in Cincinnati every year, and it starts with the ownership. One more thing I want to mention. Joe Flacco apparently does not want to be a mentor to Dylan Gabriel and or Shedeur Sanders. He said this: if I say I don't want to be a mentor, I look bad. If I say I do want to be a mentor, I look like an idiot that doesn't care about playing good and playing football. I disagree with both statements. So basically what Joe Flacco doesn't want to be criticized either way. And all it did is draw attention to it. It makes him look weak, in my opinion. He could have said something like Aaron Rodgers. He could have said, I'll help them out as much as I can. Aaron Rodgers didn't say he was going to be a mentor to Will Howard. Help him out as much as I can, meaning I'm the starter, but if I have time, I'm going to help him out. That's all Flacco had to say. The way he said it, I don't like that. He's basically trying to put up all the scenarios out there and like, don't blame me. That's not leadership. I question in the Browns recap video, trading for Kenny Pickett, but maybe I'm questioning they shouldn't have signed Joe Flacco. Kenny Pickett's the player that should be mentoring these guys now, in my opinion, even though he's only going to be in his 4th year in the league. He's been a starter before. So I think the Browns should move on from Flacco, let Kenny Pickett start it first, and then if Dylan Gabriel or Shedeur Sanders look ready, whichever rookie, then you play them. So what do you think down below of the Aaron Rodgers quote, Joe Flacco, how they handled it? Shemar Stewart contract situation, chonky Deebo Samuel, and the Colts ownership situation. If you're not subscribed, please do so now. Hit the bell for notification. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Helps out so much. Share this with anyone who loves football so we can grow football with cheese. Check these out if you have not, and I'll see you in the next video.